here in about a couple weeks.
Gotta be one word.
Don't worry about it.
Be Garen.
I just want y'all to know we live.
I'm doing like you do. Just take anything. Just take some shit.
Yeah, you taking that nigga shit, right?
Yeah, you got another excuse me, bro.
We live on the set.
Oh, it's on?
Yeah. You can't just take Kashak Kid drinks, my nigga. Y'all can't be out here doing that.
That should be not
Do you care?
down sipping on a sippy juice.
Big so good, man. Oh.
Yes. I can feel that shit.
Why you ain't wear red today? You ain't get the memo?
Feel like creepy.
How about y'all? You want to read for me? What about you? You want to read for me?
You got the red on?
You know how to read?
Test drive.
Ooh.
I do. It was just there was no light. That's why.
There was no light. No light.
You wasn't on the call last night?
This is because black people over here? What light he talking about?
I'm talking about that camp and shit. Nah, he ain't.
Oh, because when he was
There was no light at camp.
He ain't training. He ain't training.
It was
He
nighttime
ain't
or something?
training. He ain't reading training.
He ain't training right now.
I should have put red laces in these things. Ooh. Fire. There you go.
He was reading last night.
Michael.
Something's wrong with you, bro. Something's really wrong with you.
They're not on mute, my nigga.
No, we not.
No. Long gone.
I thought we were muted.
Huh?
Behind the scenes.
Someone behind the scenes? The car, where you at, man? Okay. Riverside. Who's Riverside?
Gotta be quiet.
This nigga said LBB. Why I feel like that's you? Oh, she look bad like she be the first one commenting, talking stuff in there. Y'all want Kodak to be kicked off the stage? Put a vote. She be quick to put a vote. Oh, look at that. Magic number 4.
He did that on purpose.
I didn't know that. I wasn't looking at it at first. All right. First and foremost, I want to give call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and it's all praise to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Welcome to another couch captivity created. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we can literally see your face, bro. Don't smile, don't smirk. You look weird. You know what I mean? You know, I like y'all. Y'all put the 4s in the chat. All praises. We're going to replace him next week. He'll never be sitting up on this couch again. He's not going through captivity like we are. All right? You know, he just got a brand new car. To all y'all, thanks to all y'all donations. Thanks to it all, guys. It ain't a breakdown. I ain't breaking down nothing. Yeah. Boy, you about to make me look like I'm teaching something important.
What are we talking about? Captivities?
It's not no captivity. But it is what it is. You know, for some reason, you know, I was politicking with a young lady and we were discussing Judges 19 the other day. And I figured we could talk about it, you know, talk about it, read it, you know, share with y'all some things that some people overlook sometimes. You know what I mean? All praise. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, super chat, Super Mario Brothers, super duper. Like I said, man, I'm sober as I don't know what, bro. I'm just on one. Could be that energy drink. But then I feel like I'm what's that? Pause. When you're coming down.
Withdrawals.
What? No.
Crash.
It's crashing. It's another word.
Bender.
No, come on, you an alcoholic? What else? What else? It's another word.
He said them all.
Nah. Because when you drink an energy drink, it's supposed to lift you up.
Sedated.
No, what the? It's old man talk.
That's the opposite.
It's not, nobody ever says that though. They'll be like, yo, I'm sedated, yo.
Lethargic.
What? You just like that. Lethargic. It's crazy. Nah, is it crashing?
It's crashing.
It's still crash.
It's another word for crash though.
Lagging.
Nah,
It's crashing, huh? That's the-
come on. I know you know it.
Why?
You should be on. No, you should be on this stuff. When you when you come down off of the high. Nah. Okay, you gotta look at it like this, right?
It's not crash.
No, it's not crash because we're talking about an energy drink.
That's for energy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about an energy drink.
Hit the wall.
What the hell? Huh? What? This dude. Hey, listen. Listen.
That's why they call it hitting the wall. If it's gone, it's gone.
Nah, that's not it. But yeah, it's
Right?
it's
That's
stupid.
what.
Crash.
It is a crash.
It's not crash. When I drink an energy drink and it's supposed to lift me up, what happens is eventually it doesn't pick you up. It brings you down. You know what I'm saying? Like your whole energy just
It's called hitting the wall.
Nobody uses that terminology, bro. The car.
Nobody says hit the wall.
Are you serious, though? Nigga, when the dirty bird shop, you gotta hit the floor. Nobody says hit the wall.
It's an athlete. You get
And nobody would have ever known we know you're retired. You know what I'm saying? This nigga said lethargic. All right, is it coming down?
I think it is.
Bro, but I'm so stuck on trying to get this word out.
Take a poll from the chat.
Let me get a poll from the chat, from the 7 people in there, right? All right.
Rebound.
Ooh, rebound when you going back up.
This thing is crazy. And when you take an energy drink, and an energy drink is supposed to lift you up, right? But then, oh my God, I guess I'll go with crash, man. But that's not it. That's not the word. It's not the word. What you said? I'll really be out here with these.
You know, we use them.
Come on. Dysphoria is as common as hitting the wall.
These essence.
Listen, don't even do it.
Walking spell hit the wall.
But nobody under the age of 60 says hit the wall.
That's more like an athlete. You're exhausted. You hit the wall.
Listen. All right, let's go. Judges 19. Do me a favor, bring me another one of them juices. The water can. It's just cold.
Cigar. This nigga juicy.
Who done drank all that baby juice box?
Sorge. Hey, Sorge. Hey, Sorge. My son juices that. Hey, Sorge. Like, charge it to the game, brother. This is cold, bro. It's so refreshing. Don't none of y'all touch that last one in there. Go ahead. Yeah.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 19 from the top. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel.
Jude.
I put the judge.
I ain't even know right
Yeah.
And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim.
There's a Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim. Right? Because, remember, the Levites didn't have no plot of land. So they lived amongst all the nation. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Who took him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
Who took him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. Right? This is it. Israelite. Right? Go ahead.
And his concubine played the whore against him and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months.
His concubine played the whore against him and went away to her pop's crib for 4 whole months. Good Lord. Go ahead.
And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her.
He's trying to convince her, what?
And to bring her again, having a servant with him and a couple of asses. And she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him.
Do me a favor. Go to that wall. Go to that word whore. Let's see what it's saying. Anybody give their wife this name, just remember, I'm showing y'all what it means. Yeah, baby, I'm gonna give you the name Sanaa. Yeah, girl. Keep going. Keep going. Fornication, really of involuntary ravishment, figuratively to commit idolatry. The Jewish people being regarded as the spouse of Jehovah, caused to commit fornication continually, great, be in play the harlot, play the harlot, caused to be a whore, play the whore, commit whoredom, fall to whoredom, caused to go a whoring, whorish. She went home to go be a hoe, right? She married this man, and then she went home to go be a hoe, right? For 4 months. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with them 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodged there. And it came.
And listen, that just goes to show you that everybody's different, right? Whereas when it was Samson, her father gave his wife to one of the groomsmen, right? Because he thought that Samson didn't want her because of what she had done by giving the dudes the information, right, to the riddle. So when Samson left, he gave his daughter to one of his groomsmen, and then when Samson came back to be with his woman, she ended up gone, given to the other dude. So the dude was like, her father's like, yeah, man, I couldn't. I thought you didn't want her. You know what I'm saying? So I gave her to one of your best men. And Samson got heated about that. So what did he do? He burned all their corn and wheat and everything. You know, he tied fire branches to the wolves' tails, fox tails, and let them run loose. You know what I'm saying? And all throughout the whole corn and all that, and they burned through all that stuff, right? And guess what happened? They came and killed her and her daddy. And what did Samson do? Kill all them. You know what I'm saying? But, but go ahead.
Verse 5. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together.
And there was a time where you could actually sit in this man's house knowing that your woman has been doing a bunch of fuckery and all type of fuckery. And you can actually sit with her pops and politic with her there, as awkward as it would be. Because it ain't like he knows she playing the whore. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For the damsel's father has said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he arose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat, both of them.
Go ahead.
And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father, said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth toward evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thine heart may be merry. And tomorrow get you early on your way, that thou mayest go home.
Day after day, just stay. Day after day, just chill. You know, you can go another day. Go ahead. He's supposed to already be gone. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 10. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed, and came over against Jebus, which is Jerusalem. And there were with them 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with them. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn into this city of the Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is not of the children of Israel. We will pass over to Gibeah. And he said unto his servant,
Who was living in Gibeah? Don't worry, it says it in the next 2 verses.
And he said unto his servant, Come, and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night.
He didn't want to go to the stranger area. He didn't want to go to the other nations area. He said, you know what? We're going to go where? Gibeah. Go ahead.
In Gibeah, or in Ramah. And they passed on and went their way. And the sun went down upon them when they were by Gibeah, which belonged to Benjamin.
Benjamin run Gibeah. Right? Go ahead.
And they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat him down in the street of the city, for there was no man that took them into his house to lodging.
Right? We talking about a Levite, his servant, his whore of a wife, and their 2 asses. Go ahead.
Verse 16, and behold, there came an old man from his workout of the field at evening, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah. But the men of the place were Benjamites.
All right, now there's this Ephraimite there's a dude who was from Ephraim, that was passing through or visiting Gibeah, and then so that's what's going on right now, right? Go ahead. So they all gonna cross paths. Read.
Verse 17, and when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, whither goest thou? And whence comest thou? And he said unto him, we are passing
Where
from...
you going and when did you get here? Right? Go ahead.
We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I.
Because remember, they're coming from Ephraim's land. Remember, initially, right? When you go back to verse 1, that's where they're coming from. Right? Go ahead.
And I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to house. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for thy handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me. Only lodge not in the street. So he brought him into his house.
Only lodge not in the street. Don't be hanging out after dark around here. Don't be chilling out in these streets. Go ahead.
So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses. And they washed their feet and did eat and drink.
But you know that people's feet was sweating back then. You know what I'm saying? Out in that heat. Boy. You know them feet was sweating. Sandals and all. Still sweating. Go ahead. So that's why every time they went somewhere, they washed their feet. You ain't gonna come to my house with them stank feet. That's what they were saying. We all had them times and moments. When I first got back to the U.S., my feet was bad. I used to leave my shoes outside the house. Then as soon as I left Fort Lauderdale, and I was done with that case, I got to California. You never smelled anything on my feet again, bro. It's like demons and stuff. Go ahead. Huh? Got a new pair. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Got a new pair of chucks. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him.
What are you talking about?
I forgot about this.
Why you think old boy say you better stay out in the streets? Hey, say, hey, y'all for the streets? Gotta stay out in the streets.
Oh, goodness.
We got to retitle this lesson.
Yeah, big pause.
They for the streets. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Look at it. She Benjamin too. She's like, what happened?
Verse 23. And the man, the master of the house.
Remember, this is the old man that they saw in the street dealing with stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when he saw them, he was like, where y'all coming from? Where y'all was going? Oh, we trying to get to so-and-so. And he'll like, well, check this out. Y'all get about these streets. Come inside the crib. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I wonder why. Verse 23. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay,
brother.
my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly.
Don't do that wickedness, man. Come on, bro. Stay away from my dog.
Seeing that this man is coming to mine house, do not this folly.
Listen, don't do this folly around here. Go ahead, listen. Benjamin gets such a bad name because of this Bible. And guess what? We have to take it. We got to take that. And can't nobody say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Women don't want to take responsibility for everything that talks about women. But when it talks about Benjamites, I got to bury that burden. I got to deal with that. Look how Benjamites is. That ain't all Benjamites. That was them two niggas from around the corner. Go ahead.
Verse 23.
Hold on, I didn't see that. What does it say?
I mean, verse 24.
Not down. No, yeah, that boy. Khan. Shalom, Rabahal. Yeah, man. You know, just going over the past, the history. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble ye them.
Hold on. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and this Levite's concubine. You know what I'm saying? Don't take the dude and his servant. Don't take the Levite and his servant. I got a daughter, and he has a concubine. Go ahead. No. God care about how women feel. I pull this because of that. God care about women's feelings. We're going to see what happened to these women. You know what I'm saying? That God would care about feelings and stuff. Go ahead.
Them will I bring out now, and humble ye them.
Hold on. Read that again. What are you doing? Can't rush through that.
Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine.
And his concubine.
Them I will bring out now.
I'll send them out. Go ahead. Stop reading ahead. I know you. You're reading ahead. Stop reading ahead. You can't learn this yet. Go ahead.
And humble ye them.
And humble ye them. You got, what old boy said in Clubhouse? Yeah, man. You know, Dr. Mack, we like to humble y'all women. That girl was like, what you mean humble? Hey. We humbling y'all. Go ahead.
And do with them what seemeth good unto you.
And do with them what seemeth good unto you. Get your heart's desire out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But
how you shaking your head?
Because I know what.
Go ahead.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead. Y'all can't be proud of this. You know what I'm saying? How about y'all? Go ahead. How about y'all? I swear he a Benjamin too. Go ahead. The day of the Geechee is over. Go ahead. The Gullah. The day of the Gullah. Go ahead. Yeah.
But unto this man, do not so vile a thing.
But to what?
Do not so vile a thing.
Do not so vile a thing. Don't do such a vile thing to this man. Go ahead.
Verse 25. But the men would not hearken to him.
Nah, my nigga. Send them niggas out. You know what it is around here. Just me and him though. The rest of the Benjamites, they don't really live like that. Listen, I'm just reading what I see. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Y'all over here trying to add to the story. I'm not. Nigga, one and a half, nigga. It was a dude and a midget. Go ahead.
But the man would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them. And they knew her.
And they knew her.
And abused her all the night until the morning.
And abused her all night until the morning.
And when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day.
Right. This is the Levite's concubine. He didn't take the damsel. He took the Levite's concubine. He took the Levite's concubine. She must have been fine. Or thick. But it didn't really make a difference because they rather had the men anyway. Those two dudes. Go ahead. I'm emphasizing it's only two dudes in this whole story. All right. Go ahead.
And fell down at the door of the man's house where her Lord was.
Now, they finally drop her off. She falls down to the floor. Go ahead.
Till it was light.
It's about to be dawn. So light is coming up. So she's right there. Go ahead.
And her Lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house. And went out to go his way.
Go ahead.
And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house. And her hands were upon the threshold.
Her hands are on the floor, right? At the entrance of the door. That's the threshold. Right? Go ahead.
And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going.
No. He said, baby, what happened?
Up, and let us be going.
See, but you sound like it don't like you feel bad reading it. That nigga like, get your picky head up, girl. Get up. Get up, bitch. That's what he said. He said, get up. He said, up and let us be going. Like this didn't just happen. She been playing the hoe for about 4. She been playing the hoe for about 4. Playing the hoe.
She won't do it no more.
Hey, she can't do it no more. Listen,
Terrible.
go ahead.
But none answered. Then the man took her up upon an ass, and the man rose up and got him unto his place.
Go ahead.
And when he was coming to his house,
So he picked her up and took her back inside, right? And took her inside the house, right? Go ahead.
he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine.
No, okay, she dead. She been dead. When she didn't get up, he said, get up. He said, get up. She was dead. They done sexed her to death. They done sexed her to death. But these women want to talk about, these women want to talk about, they don't want no Minuteman. They done sexed her to death. Listen, this is our history, y'all.
Hey.
This is the history. Listen, tell them Jewish people take hold of this. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. It sound like some nigga though, bro. What is that? 4 tribe? Go ahead. 4 months. Yeah. Go ahead.
And when he was coming to his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces.
12 pieces.
And sent her into all the coasts of Israel. And it was so that all that saw it said, there was no such.
All that what?
All that saw it said.
They saw it.
All that saw it said.
Saw it. What are you reading that?
All that saw it said.
How you spell it?
Yeah, 30.
SAW.
All that saw it said. How you said?
All that saw it.
That's the same thing. Listen, I thought they saw it in half. You know what I'm saying?
And all that saw it said, there was no such deed done, nor seen from the day that the children of Israel,
Listen, they ain't never seen this before in their life. What else?
from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt,
From in captivity in Egypt till now, we have never seen nothing like this before. Go ahead.
out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds.
Remember now, he sent it all to the coast of Israel. Now he's saying, listen, y'all, I did this because this is the worst thing that's happened in Israel because you ain't never seen this before. It ain't the worst thing that's happened in Israel, but you ain't never seen nothing like this before. What should we do? You know, he sought counsel. He ain't just buy a car, come around and be like, look what I did, y'all. He sought counsel. You know what I'm saying? So when the car break down, nobody can say nothing because he sought counsel. Right? Don't worry, that's more lessons to come. All right? So, yeah. He sought counsel and he said, what is y'all advice? Y'all advice. All right. We teaching lessons in here. Lessons upon lessons. Keep reading. Y'all advice. Huh. Yeah, it's the next chapter. Just turn the page. That's all. The continued story. But you read this before. All right. It's all good. You got to get bigger font.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 20 and verse 1. Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, unto the Lord in Mizpeh. And the chief of all the people, even of all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of God. 400,000 footmen that drew sword.
Read that verse again.
And the chief of all the people.
Hold on, Start from the top again.
Then all the children of Israel went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man.
Why I say that? Just like we all gathered together as one man. One voice, one sound, one band. Right? What movie was that? Drumline. Nick Cannon. We out here. So you got to understand, just like Christ, the Most High, the Holy Spirit, one thought process, right? All of us coming together, we all are like one man, right? Because we all coming together with the same understanding, the same thought process, same way to think about things, right? We all on the same accord, right? Go ahead.
From Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, unto the Lord in Mizpeh. And the chief of all the people,
The leaders, the elders,
even of all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of God. 400,000 footmen that drew sword.
400,000 footmen ready for battle.
Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were going up to Mizpeh.
Listen, y'all can talk all the stuff y'all want, but when you're talking about unity and I'm gonna ride for you no matter what you've done, that's what Benjamin did. That's what Benjamin did, right? Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all will backstab each other. One person do wrong, y'all gonna throw that nigga in the pit. Ain't that right, Judah? You know what I'm saying? Take him. Take the Judite. Nigga, they went to war behind what them niggas did. Them two niggas. Alright? The only two gay niggas in Israel. Alright? Go ahead. My man don't want to apologize to nobody, boy.
Then said the children of Israel, tell us, how was this wickedness?
How the hell this happened? Go ahead.
And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah that belongeth to Benjamin.
You over here snitching. Go ahead.
I and my concubine to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me.
2 men. Go ahead.
And beset the house round about upon me by night. And thought to have slain me.
They wanted to kill me. Go ahead.
And my concubine have they forced that she is dead.
And instead, they done raped my wife. They done raped my woman till she died. Go ahead.
And I took my concubine and cut her in pieces and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel. For they have committed lewdness and folly in Israel. Behold, ye are all children of Israel. Give here your advice and counsel.
Hey, give here your advice and counsel. I need to hear what y'all want to do. What we gonna do? We gonna rah? We gonna rah? Go ahead.
Verse 8. And all the people arose as one man, saying, we will not, any of us, go to his tent. Neither will we, any of us, turn into his house.
We ain't going nowhere. Remember, they got 400,000 foot soldiers. We ain't going nowhere. What y'all gonna do? We ain't going home. We right up. Go ahead.
But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 out of 10,000, to fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel.
Go ahead.
So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man.
Knit together as one man. You know, like your clothing, knit together. Right? Go ahead.
And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that is done among you?
They sent them niggas to Benjamin, like, kind of weirdo stuff y'all niggas into. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Now, therefore, deliver us the men.
Just give us the men. Give us them 2 men. 2 men. They ain't say how many it was. But we know it's probably only just 2 men. You know what I'm saying? The only 2 wicked Benjamites ever in history. All right, go ahead.
The children of Belial, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death.
We got to put them to death. Go ahead.
And put away evil from Israel.
And what happened?
But the children of Benjamin
What they done did now?
will not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel.
Listen, Benjamin's like, yeah, nigga, hey, you got to get it in blood, cuz. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it in blood.
So y'all condone that gay shit.
No. We condone riding for your people.
So it's working to you. Condone it to me with it.
No. We ride for our people. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Chill out over there, bro. I don't know nothing about that. We ride for our people. Hold on. You of all people should know what it's like to ride for your people, no matter what they do. Listen.
Something you dealt with.
Listen. Yeah. Hold on. But who's gonna deal with it? Us, right?
Yeah, in-house.
Yes, in-house. Israel ain't Benjamin. Benjamin.
They're all together.
No. See, that's where you're getting mixed up, bro. Nah, all Christians together. But this group ain't vibing with that group. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. See? He don't get it, man. Go ahead. Watch.
Verse 14. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Gibeah to go out to battle against the children of Israel.
Listen, man, loyalty. Go ahead.
And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew sword.
26,000 men. that were war ready. Go ahead.
beside the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men.
Mm-hmm.
Among all this people, there were 700 chosen men left-handed.
Uh-huh.
Everyone could sling stones at an hair breadth and not miss.
Uh-huh. Left-handed precision. Don't worry about all that. It is what it is.
Slinging balls.
This nigga do it.
Ball shooters.
What you say? Yeah. Why? Go ahead.
Verse 17. And the men of Israel, beside Benjamin, were numbered 400,000 men that drew sword. All these were men of war.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of God and said, which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. Verse 19. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them at Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men.
Repeat that.
And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men. And the people, the men of Israel, encouraged themselves and set their battle again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until even, and asked, saying, shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, go up against them.
Go get put in that work, man.
And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day. And Benjamin went forth against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel again 18,000 men. All these drew the sword. Then all
Another battle lost. Go ahead, it's all good. All good. Bunch of sissy niggas. Sissy niggas whooping niggas ass. Nah, man, you can't say nothing. You chill. Chill over there. Chill in the corner, nigga. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you waiting on?
Then
What you mad about?
Then all the children of Israel
I think it's just emotional.
and all the people went up and came into the house of God and wept and sat there before the Lord and fasted that day until evening and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord.
Yeah, y'all had to go back to the Lord and do all kind of soothsaying and, voodoo and all kind of stuff. Witchcraft. Y'all begging the Lord, please, can we win one? Please. I'm messing with you. Well, I know people listening to this right now. They just like, man. Zach over here rooting for the bad guys.
Verse 27. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? And the Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thine hand. And Israel set liers in wait round about Gibeah. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah, as at other times. And the children of Benjamin went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city. And they began to smite of the people, and kill, as at other times, in the highways, of which one goeth up to the house of God, and the other to Gibeah in the field, about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, They are smitten down before us, as at the first. But the children of Israel said, Let us flee, and draw them from the city unto the highways. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place, and put themselves in array at Baal Tamar. And the liers in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel. And the battle was sore, but they knew not that evil was near them.
They weren't going to lose this fight.
And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel. And the children of Israel destroyed of the Benjamites that day 25,100 men.
You got like you damn near wiping out a whole nation. Go ahead.
All these drew the sword. So the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted unto the liers in wait, which they had set before beside Gibeah. And the liers in wait hasted, and rushed upon Gibeah. And the liers in wait drew themselves along, and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. Now there is an appointed sign between the men of Israel and the liers in wait, that they should make a great flame with smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill the men of Israel, about 30 persons. For they said, Surely they are smitten down before us, as in the first battle.
They think they got one. They think they're about to win another one. Go ahead.
But when the flame began to arise up out of the city with a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up to heaven. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel unto the way of the wilderness. But the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities they destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the Benjamites round about, and chased them, and trode them down with ease over against Gibeah toward the sun rising. And there fell of Benjamin 18,000 men. All these were men of valor. And they turned and fled toward the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon. And they gleaned of them.
Go ahead.
And they gleaned of them in the highways 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto Gidom, and slew 2,000 men of them, so that all which fell that day of Benjamin were 25,000 men that drew the sword. All these were men of valor. But 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon, and abode in the rock of Rimmon 4 months. And the men of Israel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the swords. As well the men of every city as the beasts and all that came to hand. Also they set on fire all the cities that they came to.
You're going.
No commentary?
Listen, man, I knew the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I already told y'all. I broke it down. They were winning. Win. Forget everything else.
Can you imagine if there were like 5,000 people running at the same time?
Listen, not even just that. Can you imagine the first day winning, the second day winning, and then the third day all of a sudden 25,000 fall in the daytime, 5,000 later on, another 25,000.
So they drew them out the city.
Yeah.
So they couldn't use guerrilla warfare types. You know, throw rocks at people from the windows in the army. Once they got in the open in the street, they was done.
Done in the street, huh? None of them. Yeah,
They put it really tight. That's the
Around the
7.2, 7.26, and 223.
Shoot up. Get closer to swords.
Chapter 21 and verse 1. Judges, the book of Judges, chapter 21 and verse 1. Now the men of Israel had sworn in Mizpeh, saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to wife.
You see how that go? Now y'all talking about y'all ain't gonna give us any of y'all women. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done killed so many of our men. No, them niggas dead somewhere. They're lying in a ditch somewhere in the midst of all of the chaos. I think we killed them early on, but instead we still had to go to war because, you know, we got to fight for our peoples. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Admirable. You already know.
Verse 2. And the people came to the house of God and abode there till even before God, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Lord, God of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today or one tribe lacking in Israel?
Hey, go ahead.
And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, who was there among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him, that came not up to the Lord to Mizpah, saying, he shall surely be put to death. Verse 6. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin their brother, and said, there is one tribe cut off from Israel this day.
Go ahead.
How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing we have sworn by the Lord that we will not? It's like
what? Read.
That we will not give them of our daughters to wives.
They said they swore to the Most High. Listen, we're not giving them not now one of them women from our tribe. We ain't giving them our daughters at all. What did y'all say? Y'all swore that. Go ahead.
And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpeh to the Lord? And behold, there came none to the camp from Jabesh Gilead to the assembly.
Wow.
For the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there.
So some of them people didn't even show up to war. Go ahead.
And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiantest, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing.
No. God care about feelings. Listen, that's the y'all don't get. We went through this whole conversation just to tell sisters God don't care about their feelings. Listen. And it's not that he don't care about your feelings. It's there's an order to things, right? You know, so cherish the man that you have that wouldn't put you in that predicament, that wouldn't do those things to you. Cherish that man, sisters. Do you understand? Because it could be a hell of a lot worse. The shit y'all dealing with now is nothing. It could be a hell of a lot worse. Could you imagine the Most High say, now you got to take them women and give them to them niggas who just went to war for them people. Right. And what you going to do? Go ahead.
Gosh. Go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that have lain by man. Damn.
Repeat that.
And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that have lain by man.
So guess what?
For everybody that pops, everybody that been pops.
Yeah. That's all we want is them girls that ain't never had nobody in them. This is after we went to war. And the Most High said, no. Y'all can't swear off these brothers. They still your people. We got to get them some women.
Popular. But do it again.
All of the wickedness y'all did, y'all think, you know what I'm saying? He's still giving y'all children. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by laying with any male.
See? It's just talking about 400 women of marriageable age that have known no man by laying with any male. If a virgin was a woman that never had sex, it wouldn't have to give you all of that information back in the back end. Go ahead.
And they brought them unto the camp of Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to call peaceably unto them.
Because remember, they fled into the rock. Now they sending ambassadors like, hey, you know we done wiped out most of y'all tribe, but check this out. Go ahead.
And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives, which they had saved alive of the women of Jabesh Gilead. And yet, so they sufficed them not. And the people repented, them for Benjamin, because that the Lord had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel.
That a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Go ahead.
Howbeit, we may not give them wives of our own daughters. Howbeit, we may not give them wives of our daughters. For the children of Israel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin.
Go ahead.
Then they said, behold, there is a feast of the Lord in Shiloh yearly in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore, they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance and dances. Then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be, when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in the war. For ye did not give unto them at this time, that ye should be guilty. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives, according to their number of them. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives, according to their number of them that danced, whom they caught, and they went and returned unto their inheritance.
Let me show you how you say it. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives, according to their number of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them.
Verse 24. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family. And they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. And that's it.
Before Saul.
Yeah. Before we had a king. You know? Yeah. Hey, without end, Sean. You know? Hey, that part should not go forth void. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I like to bring I like to bring this story out, not only to, you know, make fun of foolishness that we did, but also, like I said before, to let not just sisters but brothers also know that the Most High don't care about how people feel. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a feelings walk. It's very concrete. It's do this or that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And what's up? What is that? Nah, that's not what it means. She could have still been an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Stepped out.
She was playing a whore for 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Sean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, we went to them other nations. We was like, yo, check this out. Listen, that's what you call a powerhouse, right? You go to them nations and be like, check this out. These niggas gonna take y'all women. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. You got a problem? Just let us know. You know.
Gotta replenish.
You know. It's for our people, man. Hey, knocking over the head, drag them back. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm about to fist them.
Oh.
That's it. So yeah, of course, straight dagger to the Mams of Doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just one. You know, but it's always been a pleasure. Did they die though? Who? Huh? Please. Listen, Dan dwindled the numbers. Outside of that, everybody else flourished. And as you can see, we still flourishing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but did they die though? All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Next week we're gonna have a powerful brother speak. You know, that's what the hope is. You know, by the name of YZR. Get your face scarred. He ain't gotta teach. That's what his name for. When the world look. You know, world took. Yeah, man. But you know, and with that, I want to give call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. It's all praise to the Most High God. The name of His only begotten Son, who word ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai, Mashiach in Hebrew. And Shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah. Let me plug. Pause. Let me just finish that. Could just. Yeah, man. We got Kodash staffs out here, man. You know, you see this work right here, hand carved. You know, dipped in breast milk from 2 Cambodian prostitutes. You see that? You know? Yeah. my dude, man. I left my soldier. Hey, I left my soldier. You know what I'm saying? Bro, why you gotta stand up like you gotta just take it back, bro? Chill out, man. I'm over here chilling, bro. I'm over here chilling. Don't be nervous. Hand carved from the best alpaca wood you could ever find. You know what I'm saying? It's my stuff. Don't be like that, man. Don't be like that. Yo, listen, he's inspired though. You know what I'm saying? With the studs. Listen, he puts it. He's gotta angle it right. He's got words in this stuff. This is all hand carved. You know what I'm saying? He chiseled this out with he spent a couple years, so he was the ice pick from what I heard. This nigga put fingerprints in this bit. This is crazy. You put your fingers in this? He was over here like this, and he was just chiseling around his fingers. This nigga's crazy. Yo, this is fire. Fuego. He put a fist. He put the fist. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen craftsmanship like this in all of Israel. Might I say. He puts the, man, it's the valley of the dry bones at the bottom. Correct?
See the verse?
I did not read the verse.
Revelation 10:36.
Listen. You outdid yourself again, Kodash. You know, if anybody's looking for one of these, I'm telling you now, buy me one too. You know, this is powerful. You know, don't spend tonight though. Tonight is the Sabbath, so
Save that rack for the
save it. You know, we got what's it called? Oh, what's your tassel thing called?
Ain't no name yet.
He said he's called the cars.
Heaven on earth.
Cars twist.
The cars twist. The cars heavenly twist. You know what I'm saying?
From center to winning. The cars
Standing
twist.
in the wind. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, man. Always a pleasure. I love y'all unconditionally. And, you know, we about to head out. Because I'm ready to drink. Yabashim Shabbat. And to you, sisters, Yabashim Latha, Bashim Yawashai. All right? Shalom.
What he said.